Welcome to What's Working with Tampa Bay. I'm your host, Sailor Gentry. Today we're diving into the heart of the local economy, discussing how we can build a more resilient workforce right here in Hillsborough and Pinellas County. Joining me are two experts at the forefront of this mission, Crystal and Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Sailor, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover today. So we've seen a significant shift recently in how resources are managed across the Bay. Crystal and Kevin, can you explain this new regional support and how you are both as leads streamlining this talent for resources for employers across the entire Tampa Bay area?
Absolutely. So we all know that Pinellas County and Hillsborough County, they're big counties, right? And what we want to do is just have employers have the same information. So Kevin and I, we have a strong background in like sector strategists, and we've done this work before we became supervisors, right? And whatever information that employers are getting in Pinellas, we want the same information in Hillsborough. And if you're an employer in Pinellas and you to come over to, let's say Kevin's not here, and hey, we want that information. We want them to get the same exact information. We want to streamline the process. We want to make it easy for them. We want to make it where there's no cumbersome language or there's no obstacles or red taping. We just want it to be one unified process for these employers. We want to make it easy for them.
I agree with Crystal. Other than sounding the same on both sides of the bay and speaking on the same programs and services. If we don't know the answer, if a particular teammate doesn't know the answer or a program that'll work, be a best fit, we have great partners, and we're all aware about these partners, the cities, the counties, the small business development centers. So whether you're an employer who's pre-venture, during, or in the midst of your business, reach out to us and you'll have somebody who will be able to assist you.
Absolutely. Well, I can see the really strong strength in your teamwork. So talking more about this efficiency, we all know that the cost of training is super expensive. For many business owners who are looking to grow their businesses, can you talk a little bit about how CareerSource Tampa Bay offers programs that give 50 to 90% reimbursement for these training costs and onboarding costs? And which types of businesses do you really see have the most success with this?
Oh, Sailor, I'm so glad you brought that up because one of the programs is my favorite. It's IWT, Incumbent Worker Training. And so what that is where CareerSource offers reimbursement of training costs to these employers who have employees that want to upskill their skills, basically, right? And get certification while working there to potentially gain a promotion or like a pay increase, right? And as you mentioned, that training is expensive. And here at CareerSource, we offer this program to these employers to help keep sustainable employees there to, which is going to grow their company. A lot of companies that I feel that, gain a lot from this program is definitely IT. Because IT is always certifications. They always have to renew or upskill their training. And so they take advantage of using incumbent worker training dollars. But it's my favorite program. I love it. I feel like it's just like a blessing to these employers. So I would have to say that no one else offers that. It's here at CareerSource. And so we're top tier.
Yeah, I agree with Crystal again. And incumbent worker training focuses on the retention and competitiveness of the company and the employee. So it's a mutual benefit for the employee and the company. So reach out to us on that. I do want to briefly hit on the on-the-job training grant as well. That helps offset the costs significantly for employers. So any employer out there in Hillsborough and in Pinellas County can get reimbursed $5,000 to $7,500 per new employee through our program. So if you're hiring out there, mainly entry-level, mid-level roles. These we find the most successful with any industry. Reach out to us if you're hiring anyways, and might as well just see if you get that reimbursement from us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That funding, I know, can be super powerful to businesses trying to grow. So let's talk a little bit more about our youth and some funding that goes with that. So Summer Pays is our youth employment program. For a business owner who is listening and on the fence, what does it truly mean to have 100% of the wages covered? And then also, what does it mean for them to mentor these youth? And looking at this more long term, what does this mean for the talent pipelines?
Absolutely. So for anyone knows when it comes to money and savings is absolutely, number one for employers. And having us as the employer's record that cover 100% of the costs is beneficial for that employer because they're they're not only gaining work being done, but they're potentially grooming this candidate to become a full-time participant at their company. So you're literally training someone free of cost, right, to eventually come on and rise productivity with your company. And then you're mentoring these youth that are eventually going to become law-abiding citizens working in our society. So we're prepping this generation to become successful, right? And CareerSource is here literally fronting the cost for it. So, I mean, where else can you get something where you have people that are paying insurance on hand, making sure that you're here to groom these candidates and have them working and becoming successful and gaining this experience while in high school?
Yeah, no, totally. And our summer pays program at CareerSource is our pride and joy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we see a lot of participants every year and a lot of employers that want to be engaged. Other than us covering the $15 an hour up front for part-time work for usually 6 weeks, sometimes more, we really find value in that mentor aspect. There's a little term called the skill gap that has to do with, the elder generation, if you would, phasing out. And there's a gap between the young generation moving in and stepping into those trades or those different occupations. So this is a real solution to that problem. So, get involved if you're not already.
Absolutely. Well, this is some great talk about these just long-term impacts. So kind of going off of that, we've all felt the pinch of rising costs lately. Why is it more cost-effective for the local economy to invest in training now rather than wait until the cost of goods and services rise even more?
I think it's very important to be more proactive. Like when you're proactive and you set up your employees to be equipped with the skills right now and you train them up, it's going to prevent reactiveness. When you have to react to a problem, it causes chaos, right? Why not just nip it in the bud now, train them up so that you won't have to be reactive and probably spend more money on like staffing companies, or it's more money for hiring, like doing onboarding. Why not have the cream of the crop right there? Take care of it. Take care of your farm so that it is going to give you, you're going to reap the fruits of the labor, basically. So it's very important to invest in what you have, invest in the employees that you have, so that you won't have to start looking and diving into, what can I do now? When you do that, you're wasting time, and your business is going to lose money.
That's completely right.
Yeah.
I feel that employers should feel empowered to get involved with us, whether they have a hiring plan or they're thinking about it, don't know how to go about wherever they are in the journey. We could assist them with that. We could assist with job descriptions. We could assist with the vision, the long-term vision. If we need to get the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, involved, they specialize in business plan procurement and things like that. And it's all at no cost. So really getting involved with us sooner than later so that you can tie in that plan. Someone said it best, can't pinpoint exactly who said it, but not planning to succeed is planning to fail. So I would think, get on board with us so we can help you build that plan out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this sounds like a powerful tool for businesses to really grow. So how can businesses start this partnership with you guys, with your business services team?
On our website, you'll find our information. There's usually a couple different emails that'll go right to our inboxes. It's employerinfo@careersourcetb.com. It's businessservices@careersourcetb.com. You can find us on LinkedIn or just email and call CareerSource. You will get forwarded over to the business services department because we handle most of the inquiries coming in. So somebody will touch base with you and get back to you as soon as we can.
Well, absolutely. These are some amazing tools that businesses can use to really help grow themselves. And this was some great conversation today. So thank you so much for being here and coming to our podcast. And thank you so much for what you're doing for CareerSource Tampa Bay and for our local economy. So if you're a business owner ready to tap into these resources, head over to our website to get started. Until next time, I'm Sailor Gentry, and this is What's Working with Tampa Bay.